If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
Louisiana-based rapper appearing in a San Diego courtroom today. The artist, whose real name is Torrance Hatch Jr., was arrested on weapons charges.
He was taken into custody earlier this month while shooting a music video in town. The rapper is booked on 4 charges, including being a felon in possession of a firearm and not being the listed owner on a registered firearm. He plays bond. He is out of jail as of yesterday afternoon.
So, I know a lot of y'all probably wondering to yourself, okay, well damn, how did he get caught with the pistol? Well, according to reports and video documentation that was posted on Instagram, Boosie was doing a video shoot and he got caught with the pistol. Not by the police at the time, but by Instagram. And guess who was looking at Instagram and seeing Boosie and say, wait a minute, he ain't supposed to have no pistol? The police. Yeah. Police are always watching your social media sites. But hood guys, street niggas don't seem to believe that, right? They don't, think that they get on there with their guns, drugs, talking about who they gonna kill, shoot, all type of stuff. And then when they get caught, they want to say, man, somebody told on me, man, somebody. Ain't nobody telling. You're telling on yourself. So in this demonstration right here, Boosie is doing a video in San Diego in a notorious Crip neighborhood. As a matter of fact, rolling 40s, right? And so the rapper that he was doing the video shoot with, the police was on his ass. Excuse my language, y'all, but they was watching this brother. And so Boosie hanging around all these well-known gang members and gang bangers, and he got a pistol. Check it out.
You know what it is, baby. We're finna knock this shit out, with that Boosie bad ass live in fucking San Diego.
We gon' do it for the free. You play with Boosie, they got niggas trying to eat. I ain't get lit with nothing, he did that shit for free. Straight up when it came to me, it was me who got rapped on. You niggas play with me, now it's them who got stepped on. How you wanna play, cause my nigga play with it too, then we gon' do it for the free.
So when the police seen that Boosie had a gun, instantly they get to doing their homework. Wait a minute, hold on, he a felon. He ain't supposed to have no gun. So before the police can get to the video shoot, Boosie and his security guard had already left. But the police understood what car they was in and everything. Why? Because after they found out, after looking at the Instagram, they sent police over there to the area, right? And I don't know how they knew what vehicle that Boosie was in, but they did, right? And so as Boosie is driving with his security guard, they pull him over. Boosie still got the gun. He tried to throw the gun up under the seat. And you will believe in your mind that, okay, man, I'm a security guard. I have a right to have a gun. He's paying me. You understand? So, hey, man, that's my gun. But it didn't go like that. The security guard said, hell no, that ain't my gun right there. You see? And maybe the security guard didn't have the gun registered as well. You know what I'm saying? But the security guard said, no, that ain't my gun. Boosie trying to convince the police and the security guard to take the gun charge. But the security guard said, no, he ain't going for it. So they locked Boosie up. Not because of what the security guard said, but because they seen him with the gun along with what the security guard was saying. So it was a double bubble. So Boosie ended up having to take a plea. And in taking this plea, you would think that, hey, you know what I'm saying, Boosie finna go to jail. Because if you a felon in possession and the feds pick up the case, it's always automatic that you go to jail. But in this case, the judge gave him a break.
Quote unquote. Boy, Kyle got me in new AP. Plain Jane, this bitch. So cold, boy. White boy is different, boy. Grateful, bro.
Suitcase, yeah.
You hear me? Let's get it.
Judge seems to be acting in your favor. I know you've spoken to Breakfast Club in the past about how, you felt like the judge was being fair with you. Can you speak a little bit about that?
I just felt I always felt I had a fair judge, man. This case been throughout. This case been a lot of BS, man. I'm just glad it's over with, man. The judge made a fair ruling. I don't like that I'm back in the system again. It's like a revolving door, but I completed probation before with no problem, so I'll do it again.
Still looking for the pardon?
Of course, man. That's what I prayed for, but I also pray that I don't go in that jail cell today. And God came through,
A lot to celebrate and a lot of community service headed your way. Any plans on that?
A lot of community service. I love doing community service anyway. That's just part of me being who I am. Just ready to get this behind me, man. I'm just grateful that I had a fair judge, but I don't like being in this system again. But I just got to do better,
Okay, thank you. Congratulations.
I'm talking about told Boosie, hey, look, check this out. I'm going to give you 3 years probation. You're going to pay a fine and you're going to do 300 hours of community service. But you cannot break no laws whatsoever. You can't break no laws. Because if you break the laws, then I'm going to violate your probation and I'm going to send your ass to the federal penitentiary. So now, Boosie is scot-free. Laughing, giggling, high-fiving. He good to go. But being that he's a hood guy, being that he's a street guy, you understand when you dealing with this type of stuff right here and you in that type of life, it's just a matter of time before you commit a crime or before somebody commit a crime against you or before somebody do something and cause you to commit a crime. And according to what the federal probation office is saying, they saying that Boosie committed a crime. And this is what they talking about. Check it out. Boosie is charged with hitting a security guard in the back of the head with a glass vase or, one of those hookah bottles or whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That bottle thing that people be smoking on and stuff like that and blowing all that smoke out. They are saying that Boosie, that's my cousin name, Bookie. But they are saying that Boosie hit this man in the back of his head with that. And they have charged him with aggravated assault, which is a felony. Now, according to his probation, Boosie cannot catch no type of felonies, no misdemeanors, no nothing. He can't do nothing wrong, basically. I'm talking about in a city or a state, he's supposed to be law abiding. And being that he caught a felony, that right there is enough to violate his federal probation. And so the federal probation has sent a motion in to the judge that gave him the probation saying, hey man, look, we need to revoke him. He caught another felony while on probation. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. When it comes to the feds, they don't play. When you do any little thing, they want to send you to the penitentiary. Now, the state might lollygag a little bit and it might sit back and let you whatever, but the feds, they don't play like that. I'm surprised that he's still out right now. I'm surprised that they ain't even went and get him. But being that he got some money, they're going to show some type of favor for him, and they doing everything by procedure. So the federal probation officer has sent in a motion saying, hey, look, I want to violate this guy because this is what he did. Now, he has to go right in front, or if they just violate him, I believe he got to go right back in front of the same judge that gave him the probation. And then he got to sit in front of that judge and say, hey, man, you know what? This right here is a lie. I ain't do anything. Have his lawyer speak for him and stuff like that. And hopefully that judge will say, hey, you know what? All right, let's see through it. Let's see, how this thing go. Or the judge can straight up say, hey, man, look, check this out. I gave you a chance. I should have sent you to the penitentiary the first time because you was a felon in possession of a firearm. You see? So now you still out here, committing crimes and stuff like that. I'm sending you to the penitentiary. So the probation officer is trying to send Boosie to the federal penitentiary for 18 to 24 months. Look, to some people, that's all day long, right? To some of us that done did time and stuff like that, you kind of, that ain't too bad or nothing like that. He'll be out in a couple of years or he'll be out in a year. So, that ain't hurt him too bad. But at the same time, though, just somebody like him, all the money that he's getting, I'm talking about all the people that are dependent on him. You see, his kids, his woman, the newborn baby that he got. You see what I'm saying? He's going to miss a lot of money. Who's going to run the business while he's gone? You see? Like, all this stuff is in jeopardy because now he might end up having to go to the federal penitentiary. But that's not the worst of it. Because after he get done, if they violate him and send him to the feds, after he gets done with that, he got to deal with that aggravated assault. That's more time. And being that he has already been convicted, he has points. So understand, when you have points, and what I mean by that, when you have multiple felonies, a little aggravated assault, if you ain't got no felonies, could be a year, 2, 3 to 5 years, something like that. But if you got 4, 5 points, or you got 2, 3 points, then it goes up. Your time goes up. Your criminal history is what really bank you. You see? So, hey, look, it's not looking good for Boosie. It's not looking good for him at all. Being that he go do the federal time, then he got to get out. If he get convicted in the state, then he got to go do some state time. That's too long away from the scene. Time is moving fast. All that money that he's supposed to be making to take care of his business, to take care of Boosie estates and, all his businesses and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, who else is going to do that? It's only one Boosie. Now, I don't have all the details as to what happened at that club when he supposedly had hit the security guard in the back of the head. But allow me to say this right here. If you know you on probation or parole, look, you got to think better than what Boosie is doing right now. If you know you on probation or parole, you know certain things that you can't do. You walking on thin ice. They give you probation or parole for a reason. They waiting on you to mess up so they can send you to the penitentiary or send you back to the penitentiary. And in this situation right here, with a brother like Boosie with so much at stake, how could you find yourself in the middle of a club in Houston slapping somebody up the side of their head with a bottle or the hookah thing? No, man, come on. Like, you got to think about probation. You got to think about the penitentiary. Now, I understand men are going to be men, but at the same time, you got to think, especially because your situation is different from other men. Boosie's situation is different from other men. Why? Because he's on federal probation. That right there got to always be on your head. Soon as somebody do some, hey, man, hold on. Hey, wait a minute, bro. What's going on? I'm on federal probation, bro. I can't even yell too loud at somebody, man. They might say I assaulted them. I can't do nothing because I want to stay free. And being that they put that over your head, Boosie should understand, or anybody that has probation or parole, you got to understand, you got to protect your energy. You can't be around all that negative energy like that. As soon as you see some negative energy, you automatically got to think, I could go to jail behind this. I got to remove myself. If somebody talking crazy to you, unless you want to go to jail, you got to say, hey, you know what? This person is talking crazy and I'm getting mad. I must remove myself from this situation. I got to get away from this because I'm going to lose twice. I'm going to hurt you. That's going to be a case. And then I'm going to the federal penitentiary because I done violated probation. So if you don't want to violate your probation, if you don't want to put yourself at risk for going to prison, hey look, you got to swallow your pride, your ego, and all that old type of stuff. Or better yet, you got to surround yourself around good people, like-minded people that will not put you in a situation where you will violate your probation. You see? Look, you on parole, you on probation, you can't be hanging. Listen, look, let me tell y'all the story. I remember when I first came home, and I'm on parole, right? I just did 1,000 years. I'm on parole. My cousin took me to his crib. You know, he happy to see me. They ain't seen me in forever and everything. And so he like, yeah, man, he's showing me his nice house and he's showing me everything and all that. And then he pulled out a pistol and said, yeah, man, you know, I gotta have this at the crib, man, because you never know. And when I seen the pistol, this is what I did, y'all. I walked down the stairs, walked out the door, and I got in the car, in the passenger side, because I'm riding with him. My cousin is in the crib looking for me like, where he go? What's going on? He thought I went to the bathroom. Then when he finally came outside, he seen me in the car. He said, damn, nigga, what the fuck? Man, I thought you, nigga, what you waiting in the car for? I looked at him and I said, bruh, I can't be around that. He said, what you talking about? I said, man, bruh, I can't be around no guns, bruh. I can't be around that. You see? And he looked at me and he started laughing. He said, man, you know what? I was the same way when I had got out. I said, man, take me back to the halfway house, bro. Because I understood. Just being around that, I'm going back to the penitentiary. So anytime when I was on parole, anytime if I went around people and they were smoking trees, I said, man, hey, I gotta go. And they like, man, come on, man. We just smoking a little bit, man. Listen, bro, I got to pee for these peoples. If this man was to call me right now, I don't want to walk up on him smelling like that good old Mountain Lion Kush. No, I got to protect my freedom. You see? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to jail. While you still got your pistol, you smoking your weed, you selling your drugs and all that, I'm going to jail. I'm going back. You see? So no, listen, brothers. If you in a situation like Boosie, you on probation or parole, look, don't let somebody else trick you off and cause you to get sent to the penitentiary. Protect your freedom as if your life depend on it. Because it do. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Now, if you want to see another good video, check out this video that I just did about Ray J and Sauce Walker getting into it. I'm telling y'all, Ray J went out like a coward. And Sauce Walker, I'm talking about, splashed and spilled all on that boy. Peace and love.